Okay, folks, we have ourselves a Sharp LC-60EQ10U, and it has the distortion problem with the video and the color, and it has horizontal flickering lines. Okay, I just turned the TV on. You can see the Sharp logo come up, and it looks very distorted. Okay, and back up from it, and you will then see it come up again, and it's barely visible. All right, and then we see our noise pattern, our black noise pattern, very distorted. I hit the menu button, and you see our menu come up. Everything comes up, but it's very distorted. So what we're going to try to do is figure out which part of the panel is being driven, what part of the panel has a bad circuit, and whether the T-con board itself is the problem. Most times it's not T-con board, and it's what the T-con board is driving that causes this problem. So in order to remove this bezel, this bezel has tabs under it, okay, located here, here, and all you do is take your finger and you pluck it and it'll pop off. And this bezel also has the speaker that connects right there with screws, these kind of screws. You have to remove those screws. And then next we have this metal piece that goes across here. It has 5 screws, 5 long screws, and 2 short screws that are on the ends. You have to remove that. Now we can get to our circuitry. Okay, what I am going to do to determine what side or what circuit is causing this problem, I'm going to disconnect these 4 ribbon cables 2 at a time coming from the T-con board, and that'll tell me what side of this circuitry. There's 4 circuits, 1, 2, 3, 4. They all control a quarter of the panel. We can figure out which one is actually causing our problem. They also have bridging cables. Ribbon cables there, ribbon cables there. It could be a bad cable also. So we'll get down to the bottom of it. Let me put the camera down so I can free my hands up and get the testing. So first thing I want to do is kill the power. All right, and then I will flip the connector, ribbon cable, rack it up, and try to pull the cable out. Okay, be very gentle so you don't rip the cable. Okay, that's one side done. Let's plug it up. See what happens. Half the screen comes on, the other half of the screen is dark. All right, I see the Sharp logo is still jumping. Okay, let's wait for it to fully boot up. Bring the camera over so you can see what's going on. And we still have distortion. The other side looks pretty clear. That's the backlight just shining through the actual panel. So now we'll shut the set back off and try the other side. I'll have to reconnect these ribbon cables. And if you don't reseat the ribbon cables completely, the TV won't even light the backlights. Backlights won't come on at all. This one side looks like they're in. Okay, we're back in. Looks pretty even. So now I'm gonna disconnect the other side. Come on. Come out of there. Come out of there. They're free. They're not touching anything, so they can't short. Plug the panel back up. Plug the power supply back in. Okay. Ooh, look at that. We have a clear, sharp image now. It's not jumping or distorted or anything. So that tells me this side is causing our problem. Okay? So there's a nice clean snow noise signal going into the video, and that side is clear. So now what I'll do is I'll plug one cable back up at a time to just determine what circuit is actually causing the problem. If it's this cable here, I believe it would be the T-con board. If it's this cable, then it's one of those drivers board, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Okay. Let's unplug it. Let's connect this one together first. Put this one back. Let's put the big one back first. We're going to put the big one back. Okay, leave that one off. Plug it up. Powering up. I already see distortion. On the left side, it was a little distortion, a little residue. Let's let it come up. The right side still looks sort of clear, but the right side now has distortion. So that almost tells me that that left side cable caused my problem. It's causing my problem. So to further narrow this down, I'm gonna unplug it and plug the small one in and see what effect we should have. We should just have color lines with no distortion. All right. That back up. This guy plugged back up. All right. Uh-oh. I see color lines, and I see the Sharp logo is nice and crisp. There's no flickering, horizontal flickering, anything like that there. So I believe that small cable is not our problem. And look at that. The right side looks very pretty. All right. So we've narrowed down to what side of the panel is causing the problem. Now we got to narrow it down to what quarter of the panel is causing the problem. Disconnect the power and reconnect the big cable that's causing the distortion. Side. Come on, get in there. You got to get it in there or the TV won't come out. Okay, so now that leads me to whether it's this corner or whether it's this quarter. So what I will actually do is I would disconnect one quarter at a time. I'm going to disconnect the outer quarter just by removing the cable. I'm going to plug the TV back up. And the TV is coming on. Ooh, look at that. We have a perfect Sharp logo with no distortion. And one quarter of the TV drive circuitry is gone. The panel drive circuitry is gone. So the TV comes up and look at that. Voila. It looks pretty good there. So we've pretty much eliminated whether it's a T-con board. Okay. I didn't mean to turn it off. I meant to hit the menu button. So I'm turning it back on. Let's hit the menu button. Oh, look at that. Look at everything looks nice and crisp. Too bad we can't use just that part of the TV to watch TV. Okay, moving right along. I'm going to reconnect, turn the power off, reconnect that quarter side. Well, actually, what I will actually do is we know it's that side causing the problem. So what I will do is I will disconnect this bridging cable and inspect this bridging cable, but this bridging cable could be an issue also. And I actually see some kind of dent in the cable. See if we can zoom in on there. There's a sort of some kind of dent. I don't know if the camera can actually see it. If I can angle it just right. If I flip it over, I see something. Let me get a pointer. I see a problem right there in the middle. I'm gonna try pointing to it. Right there. Okay, let's let the camera focus. right there. I believe that may be an issue. It looks like some kind of metal or solder or something like that there. If I flip it over, if I can get a right angle, I got an indentation in the same spot. Okay, so further inspection. I have to get a light microscope to take a closer look. My trusty light microscope. And I actually see metal splatter, almost like it's a solder splatter. Now, this may be what's causing my problem. If so, this metal strip here has probably made contact with this somehow and could have arced into the cable. Who knows? But I believe this may be the problem. If this is not the problem that's causing our issue, then the panel itself is actually bad. So that's it for our diagnosis for today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.